Welcome to Crashpads 101. I'm your host, Prieska, aka Miss Feisty. Whichever one you want to call me, I promise I'll answer, okay? Today's topic is Crashpads 101, the do's and don'ts. Now, many people have asked me questions and I've written down those questions and I'm going to answer some of them in today's video. But most importantly, I want you to feel comfortable about going into a crash pad situation. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Before we hop into the topic, let me give you a little bit about my background. I am a commuting flight attendant of almost 7 years for a major airline, and I have been a multiple crash pad owner for almost 7 years. Therefore, I am overqualified to discuss this topic with you so that you can feel comfortable about going into any crash pad situation. Before I can discuss what is a crash pad, I need to define what is a commuter. And a commuter is someone who lives in one state and works in another state. So therefore, they travel from the state that they live to the state that they work. And it is called a commuter. So for example, myself, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. My home base is Charlotte. Therefore, I commute from Atlanta to Charlotte for work. Now, let's talk about what is a crash pad. A crash pad is the temporary affordable housing for the commuting professional, meaning temporarily you are going to occupy this space, which is within an apartment or house, and when you're in base for work, and when you are not at work, and you have off days, you're gonna go home to your permanent resident. A crash pad is not to be mistaken as your permanent resident. Now, you could occupy that space for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, for years, or it could be for the night, depending on that particular crash pad owner. However, my crash pads, I have where there is a minimum stay of 3 months, and you will occupy and have a bed assigned to you for 3 months of your stay. If you want to extend your stay, you are more than welcome to do that. If you want to leave, you are also welcome to do that as well. What makes the rent at Crashpads affordable is it is a fraction of what you would pay for an apartment or house, like 1/3 or less than that, depending. It can range from anywhere from $250 to about $450, depending on whether or not you have a private room or shared rooms, and location and amenities. That also will drive up your price in staying at a crash pad. Now, when you're staying at a crash pad, the rooms are divided and shared amongst 2, 4, and 6 people. Now, some crash pad owners have private rooms that you can rent, but my crash pads in particular have 2, 4, and 6 people in rooms, depending on which state you're in. However, you will be assigned a bed, meaning that is your bed for the duration of the stay, and that is called a cold bed. Now, what is the difference between a cold and hot bed? A cold bed, meaning, which I just said, is a bed where it is given to you and it will be your bed and only your bed during your stay. Now, a hot bed is when you get a different bed every time you come into the crash pad. I personally don't have those in my crash pads. I don't care for those because I like to monitor who will be coming in and out of the house, and I like people to know each other. So the hotbed situation, whereas different people almost every night, is not for me, but it works for a lot of other crash pad owners, which is okay. So that's the difference between what is a hot bed and a cold bed. Now, some people cringe at the thought of, oh my God, I don't have my private space. I'm sharing a room with all these people. But the good thing about it is all these people are commuting flight attendants or pilots or gate agents or whoever, whatever their position is within the aviation industry. And they are going to have flexible schedules that is different from your schedule. Therefore, most times you're not going to see the person you're sharing a room with unless y'all are like buddy bidding. How long can I stay at the crash pad? Now, some people try to be a little slick and try to live in a crash pad, and that is unacceptable. And that's when you get into the homeowners giving you maximum amount of nights to stay there, because they don't want anyone to mistaken this crash temporary situation for a permanent situation. If you want a permanent situation, then it's important that you either go and rent or lease your own apartment or get your own house within the base that you will be working out of. Personally, within my crash pads, I don't give you a maximum amount of days to stay at the crash pad, but I work off the honor system. I'm telling you that you are not going to make this your permanent resident, and I trust that you're not going to do that, okay? Do's and don'ts of crash pads. It is important for you to, one, be safe. Safety first amongst all. So make sure the doors are locked. Make sure you are being aware of your surroundings when you're going in and out of the crash pad, so that you are not bringing any type of safety issue into the home where everyone else will have to deal with it, as well as yourself. So always, always, always be safe. Cleanliness is imperative at a crash pad. It is important that you be super clean and organized in order for a crash pad situation to work. I've heard many horror stories of other crash pads where the people are nasty, got food under the bed, don't make the bed, they have trash in the bathrooms and in the kitchen, and just bugs are coming in because these people don't clean. But at my crash pads, it is important that you clean. And if you are not a clean person, if you have a problem with making up your bed before you leave or when you're not in it, or if you have a problem with washing a tub or cleaning the mirrors and the sinks and the toilets, or even mopping or sweeping the bathroom floors or kitchen floors, then this isn't a crash pad for you. Because at my crash pads, cleanliness is key. And if you are not the person that wants to clean up, please do not apply to come to my crash pad, because we want to keep that hotel clean feel every time someone returns to the crash pad. Let's talk about noise at a crash pad. Noise meaning it could be the TV, radio, your phone conversations, your alarms. All of those things need to be considered because you are sharing a space with other people. If you know you need 2 or 3 alarms set and then they have to keep going off, waking other people up, then you know what? You just may need to get yourself a hotel room, because it's unfair for you to keep waking people up because you are irresponsible with getting up on time to go to work. So maybe reconsider getting your own hotel room. But if you're going to do a crash pad situation, maybe set 1 or 2 at the max alarms to get up and get on up and get on out of there, okay? So that you don't disturb anybody else. Now, if you're having phone conversations and all that stuff, then go to a certain area, go private area and talk on the phone, whether it's the garage or go outside or go to the clubhouse if you have that. But be cognizant of other people within that space. One of the biggest don'ts of a crash pad is don't come to the crash pad if you are a snorer. Don't even apply, because it's unfair if you're snoring and you're the only one getting rest, but no one else is getting rest. So if you are a snorer, get yourself a hotel room. Just budget for your hotel room, but please do not disturb the peace of others who are trying to sleep. If you snore, get yourself your own private room. It's most important. Some of the don'ts of a crash pad would consist of, don't bring your drama to the crash pad. If you have some family issues or relationship issues or what have you, leave them outside. Don't bring that attitude or drama inside the crash pad, because the crash pad is where you want to have a stress-free, drama-free environment. Parties are not allowed at the crash pad. If you want a party, go rent a hall or go to your permanent resident and have yourself a party. But think of a crash pad as your corporate apartment where you're still going to be on your best behavior because you're in town, in base for work, but it's not a place for you to just wow out, okay? Because that ain't your house. That ain't your apartment. So you want to take care of people's things, okay? So just be on your best behavior at a crash pad. Can I have mail delivered to the crash pad? The answer is deliver it to your permanent resident. Remember, a crash pad is your temporary housing situation, not your permanent housing situation. Therefore, any important packages and stuff like that, you just want to go ahead and deliver that to your permanent resident so you know that it's safe and secure. If you deliver it to the crash pad and it comes up missing, then you've done that at your own risk. All right, guys, I think I've covered the basics of Crashpads 101. But if there is a question that you have that I did not answer in this video, feel free to drop it in the comment section and I will answer it at my earliest convenience. Thank you for watching and happy flying. I hope to see you in the sky.